South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem got the attention of many Native American leaders yesterday with comments about the influx of drugs and human trafficking, specifically to reservations.
Austin Goss spoke with a couple of leaders from the tribes and joins us now with our 6 o'clock top story. Good evening, Austin.
Good evening, Andrea and Brian. Governor Noem made remarks yesterday at the U.S.-Mexico border that a majority of illegal drugs coming onto Native American reservations were coming from illegal immigrants. That came as a surprise to many Native American leaders, as did Noem's approach to that issue.
I think our biggest problem in South Dakota is meth. Heroin's a problem. Fentanyl is a huge issue because of the deadly force of it. But we also have trafficking and human trafficking that happens quite a bit. Remember, South Dakota has 9 Native American tribes, and I don't have any jurisdiction what happens on those reservations. So a lot of Mexican cartels have a presence on a couple of our reservations, and these drugs end up filtered through there and throughout the Midwest.
Native leaders pointed out that in order for drugs to get to the tribes, they would have to go through South Dakota, Noem's jurisdiction, to get there.
I think the problem's here at home. It's not down in Texas or Mexico. I think there's a lot of, so she should be paying attention more of the issues back here in South Dakota when it pertains to drugs, because it kind of seems to me by her making her statement like she's chucking her responsibilities, or, that it's not her fault that drugs are on the reservations.
A study by the U.S. Department of Justice found that drug abuse rates are higher on reservations than the national average. That report also says cartels have made a point to target Native American reservations due to the, quote, complex nature of criminal jurisdiction there, and because tribal police forces have been historically underfunded. However, most of those drugs are not getting there through illegal immigration. According to a report by NPR, roughly 90% of the illegal drugs making their way into the United States come from Mexico through legal ports of entry or through the mail.
The biggest thing that I learned working with law enforcement is keep politics out of it and make sure that we work with, our law enforcement, the South Dakota Highway Patrol, the Nebraska Highway Patrol, and that, that we all work in ways that we work together. And I think that's the biggest thing, is trying to figure out how do we.
Both of the tribal leaders that I spoke to today said that they would be very interested in working with Governor Kristi Noem on issues of drugs and human trafficking on the reservations. Live in Pierre, Austin Goss, Dakota News Now.
Austin, thank you so much for that.